Sometimes the three hardest words in the English language are, I need help. And I think veterans are very vulnerable to that feeling. There's something called the warrior ethos. The military is very, very good about bringing people in and training them, breaking them down to parade rest and then putting them back together as part of a team. And you have an identity, you have a purpose, you have a uniform, you have a mission, and you never want to let down that team. But then one day, actually in one instant, you're out of the military. You're not part of that team anymore. The mission's accomplished. So now you're on your own. And I think many, many veterans feel alone and isolated. That was certainly part of my story. If you've been successful in the military, if you've been able to do, amazing things, you fly an aircraft or you take a ship to sea, that's pretty impressive. It's hard to say, hey, I can't manage my own affairs because I've got this thing. That's a big part of it. People are afraid of what other people might think about them. And some people are afraid of how they might feel. A lot of us are using substances to help us cope with negative feelings and uncomfortable feelings, and not having that substance or even thinking about not having that substance can be really scary, because then what am I going to do when these bad feelings come? And that's the great part of recovery is you can't take something away without giving you something in its place. And that's what recovery does. It gives you tools so that you can walk through those uncomfortable moments and difficult situations and negative emotions. We have this perception that we have to be perfect, that we have to be 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And if you admit that you're having trouble managing your own life, managing your substance use, or you're dependent on a substance, there's a perception that others will think less of you. They'll think there's something wrong with that person. They've got a problem. And the reality is that the opposite is really true. It takes tremendous courage to look at yourself and say, hey, I think there's something wrong, but I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want this to be who I am. I want to make a change. And I think a lot of people actually respect that decision when it's made, but it's very uncomfortable to come out and say that.